Are you looking to replace negative behaviors this year? Let me show you how. Hello everyone, my name is Vladimir Simeon, health fitness specialist and owner of Glad Health and Fitness. I'm here today with your Health is Wealth. What we're going to be talking about today is replacing bad habits. Let's first start off with defining what a bad habit is, or what a habit is. Let's first start off with defining what a habit is. A habit is a tendency that's practiced so often it becomes involuntary. This can be a good habit or a bad habit. If you do it often enough, it'll become natural. So what causes bad habits? Number one reason is your emotional state. This could be good stress like happiness, or it can be anxiety, or it can be boredom. The second reason for bad habits is people. Other people can cause you to have bad habits if they have bad habits and you're constantly surrounded by them. Lastly, there are triggers. Triggers is occurrence that happens that signals to your brain that you have to do this habit. The trigger can signal to your brain to do a bad habit or even a good habit. Some examples of triggers are always having something to eat when you're watching television, or always having to have dessert after your meals. Then how do you break bad habits? Well, the number one thing is you have to realize the effect that the bad habit is having on you personally, your relationships, or your career. If there is no negative consequence that's associated, you're less likely to stay motivated and stick with the change. But if you realize in you how the consequences are affecting you, then you're more likely to stick with it. Second, you want to recognize triggers. Recognize what is happening before the actual behavior. This can be a number of things. This can be the location, this can be the time of day, who you're surrounded by, and your emotional state. So be cognizant of all of these when you're trying to replace the negative habit. And lastly, you want to replace the negative behavior with a positive behavior. It's easier to replace than to actually stop the negative behavior. So when you have the negative behavior, then find a positive behavior that you can replace it with. Some of the best practices of sticking to the change is positive reinforcement. So the number one thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you are preparing yourself and preparing your environment for the change. What this means is if you're planning on working out more, you need to have your gym bag available with a change of clothes, your sneakers, your music, a bottle of water, and a towel. You need to have that in your trunk. You need to have it at your desk, wherever you're working. That way you have no excuses. And then you also want to prepare your environment. What this means is if you're trying to change your diet, you need to make sure that you're having healthy snacks and healthy meals around you at all times. Second thing is joining forces. Find someone that exhibits this positive behavior, then ask them to help you to stay accountable to your change. And lastly, and probably most important, is be surrounded by people that exhibit these positive behaviors. If you're always around people that have the negative behavior, it's going to make it hard for you to change. Make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people with positive behavior. In review, in replacing negative habits, if you recognize the trigger, replace it with a positive habit, and always surrounding yourself with positive reinforcement, it'll make the transition a lot easier. Thanks a lot for watching. God bless. Bye-bye.